Yo, what is up, man? It's your boy, Damn D POV, and if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button one time for the one time, and if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button, man, because I got a lot of videos to post today. Now, salute to the homie, KB, Kwame Brown. Make sure if you're not following him, go check him out on Bust Life on YouTube. Kwame Brown, Bust Life on YouTube. Now, KB has a long history with Stephen A. Snitch. Very long history. Some of y'all know about it. Some of y'all may not know about it. But yeah, Stephen A. went on a whole campaign just dogging KB out. And one of KB viral moments was him going after Stephen A. Smith and going after Matt Barnes and everybody like that. So they got a personal, deep-rooted history. So I'm sure anytime KB can expose Stephen A. Smith, he's going to expose Stephen A. Smith. And right here, he's about to expose Stephen A. Smith. And it's so funny because I actually recorded a similar video like this on my other Damn D Live news channel. So if y'all haven't watched that, go check that out. But I want to react to him reacting to Stephen A. Smith switches up his tone when he talked to them white boys. Expect me like them white boys, huh? Hey, KB. Like it or like him or hate him, y'all gotta admit, a lot of things that he said is really playing out in current times. Let's get it.
Whoa. What does she mean by as he continues his fight? I think she meant
Thoughts and prayers.
most projecting. Jump over to what Stephen A. said. Of course, Stephen A. Smith, the loudest, most projecting female male voice on television.
Facts.
He has the most effeminate masculine voice on television.
Facts.
He's always there to give his 2 cents. He's always there to bring
Always.
shame. He's always there to disrespect an athlete.
Yep.
Let's see what he says about some comments, because he's always talking about comments. He was very critical of comments of Kyrie Irving. Well, he was very critical of a post. He didn't even make a comment. And this guy was very critical. He was very critical of Westbrook. He's very critical of any black man, especially anybody who talks. But he's not that critical, and he's not going to hold Skip Dracula Face accountable to the same level because he knows the guy. The guy's a nice guy.
And I also pointed out in my other video, it seemed like every single time something happens to his white friends, his tone and his voice change. He's very calm, cool, and collective. Just like how he's about to talk to Skip. Just like how he talked about Jerry Jones. Y'all remember when Stephen A. Smith was defending Jerry Jones? Well, he's my friend. He didn't mean that. But yet, when he's talking about Kyrie is the most selfish player that I've ever seen in my life, right? Stephen A. Smith is so animated, so dramatic. Excuse me. So animated, so dramatic when he talks about black athletes, but when he talks about white athletes, and not only white athletes, white men in power. When Stephen A. Smith talk about white men in power, oh, he's very calm, cool, and collective. He doesn't scream, he doesn't yell, very mild tone, talks respectfully, doesn't call him any nicknames. None of that. Everybody is his friend when they white and they got power. Buck dancing.
Watch how even when they allow Stephen A. Smith to address a white man, a white powerful man in this society, look how soft they make him talk.
Yep.
When Stephen A. Smith is addressing a black man, he's the loudest guy in the room.
That
sounds like someone's auntie that's getting them told. They make sure he's loud like that for a reason.
Yep.
It resonates with the black community.
Yep.
When he's talking about white men, he's not loud at all. He's very soft. He's very monotone. He's respectful. He's understanding.
Facts.
He's all these things.
Facts.
But when it's a black guy, he's none of these things.
Yep.
So this is just my opinion. Let's play the video. Salute to you, Garcia.
A lot of people weren't happy with the way he tweeted or what he tweeted. So I'm curious what your thoughts were on that, and also, the fluidity of Twitter. Do you feel like that's detrimental?
We live in different times. I'm not about to judge Skip Bayless or anybody else for saying the wrong thing. God knows I have. Okay.
Wow.
So Stephen A., is that going forward, or is that always how you been?
Right, because you judged a lot of people for what they said and for what they done. So Skip Bayless says something and he done something. So when it comes to white people, you don't want to judge them. But when it comes to black athletes, stay off the weed. You're very dramatic when you talk about black athletes, but when you talk about your white friends, you don't want to judge them.
Because you've always judged what people say to do.
Facts.
Like, I hope you guys really see what's going on. This shit is a joke at this point.
Facts.
That's why all these dudes bragging about these corporate jobs where you got to go to these office parties and you got to put on these fake ass smiles. And you got to say things that you wouldn't normally say. And you got to have weirdo conversations that you wouldn't normally have. And you got to play all these games that you normally wouldn't play. Man, I pray for y'all. I pray for y'all.
Facts.
Intent matters. Yes, you got to be sensitive out there. Mental health matters, life matters, human beings' well-being matters. And when you speak, you have to make sure that you're sensitive to everything that you can be sensitive to in articulating your position. Skip can defend himself. I will tell you that I've spent years disagreeing with Skip Bayless. I disagree with him now, and I'm going to disagree with him into the future. But he's still my brother. He's still a guy that brought me here on First Take. And I know who he is. I know what he's about.
Well, how come when he's talking about you, he don't never sound the same way you do?
Facts.
When he was just talking about Shannon Sharp, even though he disrespected the hell out of Shannon Sharp, when he gave his fake apology about that, or whatever his response about that, he said Shannon Sharp was way better and a much more challenging opponent than anybody he's ever had.
Ooh, that part.
So I know you respect him and all that, but dude, he be on your head.
That part.
You got to still be all nice and pander and protect this white boy image instead of you being able to be honest. When he wants to be honest about you, he go off and be honest about you.
Facts.
This is the black male in America. He has to always be careful about what he says. Or like Dr. Boyce Watkins said, they're upset with Kwame Brown because he don't have a white guy above him telling him what to do. So that means majority of the people you like, majority of the celebrities you like, based on if you believe in the good doctor, and Dr. Boyce Watkins is very respected in our community. Based on what Dr. Boyce Watkins said, I have no choice but to be right. It's a sad thing that I'm right, but based on what he said, is people are upset that I don't have a white male that can talk to me and get me in line. And so this must be a requirement amongst all black celebrities to have a white male telling you what to do and what you can and cannot say. It must be. I'll never forgive ESPN for allowing Stephen A. Smith to airtime to drag KB after being checked. Instead, he doubled down on KB, who made it, but defends Skip. Get the fuck out of here. He defends every white man.
Yep.
He said the same thing about Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones. I mean, he was looking on that step. He looked confused.
Yep.
He looked just like an innocent bystander.
That part.
Tell a damn lie.
That part.
O.J. Simpson trial was of our era, and there was some kids that met out back and fought the other race. It was some white kids that met out back and fought some black kids, and it was black kids that knew to meet up at that time to go fight. If I would have went over there at that time in that area that they had to go fight, just going over there alone, let me know I'd have been fighting. So needless to say, I didn't go. And when people ask me, man, why you ain't gonna fight for OJ? He black. You ain't down with the brothers. I said, nigga, I don't know no motherfucking OJ. And then OJ say he ain't black, he OJ.
Facts.
I remember arguing with a female about that. I said, I don't know no motherfucking OJ. It was the best worst time because everybody was watching this thing on trial. I don't know what OJ did. That's some weird shit to say.
All right.
Shannon Sharp has had a great NFL career. He has a great second career in journalism, but it's a shame that him as a man has to be so frustrated at work. Like, that's terrible, man. In my 50s, I want to be able to kick back and be cool, and work is an enjoyable place. And work is...
All right, so I think that's it that he has to say about Skip. I mean, about Stephen A. Smith. Let me just skim through it a little bit more.
Start to taste like steak if time I see how he's gonna teach it.
He was wrong. I love my sisters.
Okay, here we
by
go.
and large, his heart is in a...
Weak game, put your head in the corner, weak game. Do not come back out this corner, weak game.
Do I agree with everything he says, or how he says it, or the timing with which he uses to say things? No. But the flip side to it is that I know that by and large, his heart is in the right place, and, you know, people make mistakes. And so I've always been his brother. I'm going to continue to be his brother no matter what. Because if I can tell my brother, you know, my late brother, God rest his soul, but when he was alive, I told him he was wrong. I love my sisters every day. I tell them when they're wrong. They tell me when I'm wrong. So I don't have any problem telling Skip. I'll save that for Skip when I see him. You're going to get yourself caught up from time to time. But if your heart's in the right place and you truly meant no harm.
I want you guys to remember these statements that he's saying.
Exactly.
Shannon has a choice unless he's under contract. I want y'all to remember the words that this guy is saying.
Yep, because wait until a black athlete tweet something. Wait until a black athlete says something. Wait until a black athlete do something. Watch how animated and how much Stephen A. Smith is gonna crucify the black athlete. He's not gonna say, well, he's a good person. I know that his heart is in the right place, and you know, I don't want to judge to conclusions, and I don't want to say anything right now. Nah, he ain't gonna have the same energy, bro.
And I want y'all to remember how many times he's saying brother. So when one of these football players get caught with marijuana or something like that, let's make sure you understand that they're your brother. Let's make sure you say, I don't agree with them getting caught with marijuana, but they're my brother. So I don't want you to take away their money and their contract. I don't want you to fire them. When you're dealing with Kyrie, I don't want you to keep talking about his contract and how much he shouldn't get paid. Like, I want you to keep saying brother and support when you talk about these black athletes as well. Because you said brother a lot, and you said support. It would be great to know that you support Andrew Wiggins instead of you wouldn't trade him for a box of whatever you said.
Talk to him.
A box of cereal or something like that.
Talk to him.
It would be nice to know that your brothers have the same support that you have for Skip Bayless, somebody that you keep saying your brother. But we can see this motherfucker's pale as driven snow. So yeah, keep up that brother energy. We want to make sure that when other people make mistakes, you say that same exact thing you said for Jerry Jones and Skip Bayless, because you owe us money. You owe us too, not bitch.
Yeah.
When one of these black athletes get in trouble, I don't want you to raise your goddamn voice. I don't want you to shout like somebody's auntie, because we know you're doing the best rendition of your big sister, you punk. We don't want you to sound like your big sister. We don't want you screaming and hollering, hope. So we know you was raised with all women, so all you're doing is your best rendition of a woman.
Yep.
And you talking all loud, and you talking all strong, and you can't do none of the things that you're talking about.
Facts.
And that's the shame of it all. But when it comes to the other, our white counterparts, Stephen A. was so disrespectful, is that you use this brother word over and over again, like you really mean this shit. But then we hear you talk about Andrew Wiggins, we hear you talk about DeMarcus Russell, when we hear you talk about all these black players, it sounds like it's personal. It don't sound like they're your brother.
Facts.
So I know they made you a good little boy, and they gave you a lot of money. And I ain't trying to mess up your money. That's cool. You got a lot of money. But at some point, Stephen A., if you can't call it down the middle, then just admit to everybody you're not as important as you think you are. Because you should be able to go on to your own show and not have to buck dance like this.
Buck dancing at its finest.
And you're willing to apologize. This country has shown you on many, many occasions it will allow you to move on. And I'm an eyewitness to that.
Undisputed.
Buck dancing at its finest.
Yeah, we had to put some more punks in timeout. But listen, I'm going to leave y'all with that. I told y'all.
All right, man. Salute to KB once again for going off on Stephen A. Smith, for holding Stephen A. Smith accountable. So, you know what? I'm going to clip this up. I'm going to clip up Stephen A. Smith being so nice and being so polite. And then I'm going to go back to when he was talking about black athletes. So, you know what? I'm going to make another video of how Stephen A. Smith talked to white boys and how Stephen A. Smith talked to black athletes. That video is gonna come up soon. Salute to KB once again, man. Make sure y'all go follow Bus Life, Kwame Brown Bus Life on YouTube. Make sure you follow your boy Damn D POV. Other than that, we up out of here, y'all. Peace.